SummerSlam from Detroit has concluded, and now there are some big headlines making its ways on the internet. My name is Ango, and here on the Ango Show, we break down the latest in pro wrestling. We're going to kick things off with some very interesting news surrounding Brock Lesnar. Yes, being in attendance for this, it was so much confusion, and honestly, the crowd loved it. You guys may have seen Brock Lesnar threw off his gloves, and he embraced Cody Rhodes after this trilogy. And honestly, this match was a very good match. I felt like this match delivered on everything it was supposed to deliver on, but most importantly, Brock Lesnar did something that Brock Lesnar doesn't typically do, and to me, this felt like a passing of the torch type of moment, and Brock Lesnar embracing Cody Rhodes was a big deal. Now, for those who don't understand why it's a big deal, initially, Brock Lesnar took off his gloves, and typically in combat sports, when somebody does that, that basically means they are retiring. So, of course, in the crowd, we all thought Brock Lesnar was retiring, but now it's actually come out that Brock Lesnar is not, in fact, retiring. Brock Lesnar is not going on a long hiatus. If anything, Brock Lesnar is, in fact, sticking around, just as Triple H said at the press conference as well. The moment with him and Cody was not planned. It was not scripted. So this was just simply Brock giving his due to Cody Rhodes, giving him his props. Brian Alvarez and Dave Meltzer were talking about this as well. Meltzer actually went on to say that Brock Lesnar is being advertised for WWE Fastlane. So if he is going to be gone, it's not going to be for a long time. Again, this idea that Brock Lesnar could be retiring definitely had people talking in the crowd. A lot of people didn't expect this, but I'm actually very happy that Brock Lesnar is sticking around. You know, I feel like Brock Lesnar in the last few years, he's really changed the way that I thought about him, because it just seems like he's having way more fun out there. He's showing more personality. Brock Lesnar is one of those guys where, you know, he really sells you on the idea that, you know, he doesn't really get along with these people. And there's just so much more to it. And I think that's the beauty of pro wrestling. He really embraces his role on TV. I absolutely loved Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. Definitely shocked by the ending. But no, Brock Lesnar is sticking around. I think that's a good thing, which actually leads me to really believe and hope that maybe Brock Lesnar and Gunther is something that they build to, right? They planted the seed a long time ago, and, you know, Gunther is looking to make history. Brock Lesnar versus Gunther could be a really cool match. And, you know, man, Brock versus Gunther, to me, there is a lot of great potential in that. And I would never even be opposed to Brock Lesnar winning the Intercontinental Championship, right? Like, that's a cool idea, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, there's a lot of great things that could come out of this, but what's next for Brock? Let me know what you guys think down below. Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey got a very, very poor reaction from the fans in attendance. Now, me being there, sitting on the floor seats, looking around, honestly, from a live experience, I thought this match was not good. And it wasn't so much that, like, they performed poorly, because I think that's the interesting thing. I ended up watching this match back on Peacock, and for those who don't know, the crowd was chanting, "This is boring." The crowd wasn't aware of the rules, right? Without having an audio feed from the ref or from the wrestlers or from commentary, we didn't know the rules of the MMA fight. All we saw was people going for the ropes, people getting out of the ring. We thought rope breaks were still included. It just didn't make sense, right? Because typically in MMA, you cannot touch a rope and get out of a submission, right? Like, these things don't make sense. Even in the crowd, like, we were talking about it, Ronda Rousey got hit with a freaking really good head kick, and she goes out of the ring. We didn't know that the ref was basically forcing her back into the ring because she wasn't knocked out, right? So, like, there was elements that we just didn't know about. Obviously, that was the difference, being there live and then watching it back on TV. It doesn't necessarily change my opinion, right? This match did not go that well. It was a short match. It was 7 or 8 minutes. I feel like these two have so much potential to do something so much better than this. And I don't even think it's their fault. I honestly just believe, in theory, MMA rules just doesn't work. Like, on paper, it sounded like a cool idea, and then just seeing it in practice, I just don't think it works in the WWE. That's just the nature of it. However, now it's actually being said there were some creative issues with setting up this match. Obviously, Dave Meltzer is talking about this, and I just want to chime in. Meltzer says Ronda and Shayna wasn't the best match. There was issues between WWE creative and them as far as how it was going to go. You don't have knockdowns in an MMA fight and do 10 counts or whatever, but it's like you have some people stuck in one mentality of combat and others in another, and basically Meltzer just thinks it hurt the overall match. I honestly agree. Look, here's the reality. Shoot wrestling has always been a thing, you know? But in the WWE, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. The only thing that could have changed this maybe was if they did a fight pit or a lion's den or something like that. But WWE decided not to do that. I don't know if that would have actually changed it either. Honestly, I really don't know. I will say, despite the fact that there's some creative issues here or whatever it may be, I was very pleased with the fact that Shayna Baszler won. I will say that because I did not think they were going to go that route. So with Ronda leaving WWE, going on a hiatus, at the very least, they made the right decision in having Baszler win. But that's it. That's it. Not a good idea, in my opinion. The idea was good. The execution wasn't. Clearly, something went wrong here. Shocking to me, considering that Triple H is a huge fan of combat sports, but I just don't think it works for the WWE. I'm not sure if I want to see them experiment with this again, unless they really have clear and concise ideas to make it work. And guys, you may have heard some crazy news about Kairi Sane coming back to the WWE. The news dropped prior to SummerSlam, and of course, a lot of people were thinking Kairi Sane was going to return at SummerSlam. That's not the case, but it is in fact correct, according to these reports, that Kairi Sane is in fact returning to the WWE. PW Insider dropped the news. Multiple sources have confirmed the news. But now, for those who don't know, Kairi is not expected to return to the WWE until November. Sometime in November, her Stardom departure will officially begin. And basically, she's going to head back to the United States. She's going to head back to the WWE. She has 2 more dates in Japan that she's scheduled for. After that's concluded, she'll be back in the WWE. A lot of people seem to be upset by the fact that she wasn't there at SummerSlam. I don't know why people would be upset about, like, that's the thing about reports and internet and IWC and YouTube videos and stuff. Like, it's not always like, in a situation like this, like, you might hear somebody signing. We saw Carlito, right? Carlito reportedly came back. We haven't seen him on TV. WWE never told you Carlito was back. WWE never told you that Kairi Sane was back. So at the end of the day, you can't really be mad at WWE for not delivering her. Anyways, I'm excited about Kairi Sane coming back to the WWE. I think it's the right call. I think it's the right choice. Io Sky's the women's champion. I can't wait to see what WWE does here with Kairi Sane. I want to see them do something great. Kind of seems like the women's division is getting back on track. Hopefully, they continue it with momentum. But I want to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. This is The Angle Show. I'll keep you updated and give you guys my 2 cents every single day. And I'll see you next time right here on The Angle Show.